Okay, we're going to talk about 5 tips, okay, that I think are pretty important. Um, you don't need to run and go get another TikTok influencer or go to Pinterest boards. You're grown-up people. You know how to do things. I'm just going to give you some ideas and some suggestions that might make things a little bit easier. The very first one, women know this very well, but they don't do it very well. You got to practice it. Stop apologizing for taking up space. You are who you are. And from my perspective, every one of us have an obligation to live a fulfilling life. And that means you're going to take up space. That's all there is to it. Don't apologize. Don't say, oh, I'm sorry if you bumped into somebody or by accident. Stop saying that. You know, I remember being in, I think it was Target, and a mother wanted to get a chocolate bar for her child, and the woman was in front of her, was kind of in her way, and she was being very meek. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, now, just reach over and grab it and say, excuse me. Use your manners, but say, excuse me, but stop apologizing for taking up space. I know that sounds teeny tiny, but this is a practice that if you can flip the switch in yourself and stop apologizing for taking up space, it will start expanding. And as you start to expand, your sense of self-worth, your sense of self-confidence will expand as well. I mean, who doesn't want to expand? Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you. Okay, here's the next one. I'm going to tell you the truth. Most women my age have a real problem with this one. Stop waiting for fucking permission from somebody else to live your dream. There, I've said it. I'm done playing this ball game. I'm tired of being nice. You do not need anybody's permission to live according to your soul. Whatever the soul is put into your heart, down here into your heart, into your mind, into your being, you do not need anybody's permission to do that. No husband, no wife, no girlfriend, no kids. You just make a decision. And that is the beginning of living your dream. You just make a decision. In tomorrow's post, I'm going to give you several examples of things you can do to start moving that a little bit further down the road. I'm going to hang out, by the way, for questions after I get through these 5 little points, these 5 tips. And then we're at 3 minutes, and I'm going to go 10 minutes tonight. So if you have questions, go ahead and start typing them in. Never dress, speak, or write to be digestible. Has anybody ever just gone along with the crowd, just wore what you wore so you would be digestible? You know what that means, to be digestible, acceptable, not to bring attention to yourself? I don't mind bringing attention to myself. It kind of depends what kind of the quality of the attention, but I don't mind it. I've had my hair pink, you know, just golly, let's have some fun with life. When you squeeze yourself into a manner of living day in and day out to be acceptable to other people, you are essentially telling your soul, I am not interested in you. Go away. Tell it to the hand. You know what I'm saying? Because your soul is the one who's in lead. Your soul is the one that is in charge. And your job is to respond and be in connection with your soul and do what your soul is asking you to do. If you make yourself digestible, to make yourself, go along, to get along with everybody, you're never really going to hear what your soul has to say for you. It's a really bad practice. I'd like for you to all leave. Hi, Elise, and you're most welcome. It's my pleasure. This is a big one. We're on number 4, so be sure and get your questions ready if you have any questions. Never let fear dress up as practicality. Anybody relate to that? Have you found a sense of something you really want to do, but you kept hearing, well, it's just not practical? It's just not practical. I'm going to tell you what, it wasn't practical for me to ignore all the signs 12 months ago that I should go take a job that was offered to me at $13 an hour with my back against the wall. You know what I had to do? A quick little story here. It's story time in my corner of the world. Everybody wanted me to go get this job because they didn't want to have to deal with mama. They didn't want to deal with Monica. They didn't want to worry about me. They didn't want to take care of me. Nobody wanted me to fail, but they wanted me to live. They wanted me to give up the art back here. Can you see the art? They wanted me to give it up. They wanted me to go get a regular job. Just go be normal, Mom. Heard it over and over. So I had to cut everybody off and just listen to myself. I also cut off my best friend. I haven't spoken to her in a year because she really felt like that I needed to give up and give up on my dreams. And I just couldn't do it again. I've done it 3 times. Hi, Tina. How you doing? Hey, Jackie. Yeah, it is dressed up as procrastination. So I couldn't give up on myself yet again. I did it 3 times to satisfy everybody else. And those 3 times, or I got married 3 times. I am not marriage material. I don't want to be married. I want to take care of myself. I don't want anybody else to share my home. Okay. But that's a sidebar. My point really is that you start feeling like, okay, I need to be practical. I need to be reasonable. I need to be responsible. How about make being responsible to the spirit within you and your soul be your priority? When you get into the habit of that, then the answers you need to address all the other problems will come along. So here I am 12 months later. By the way, yay, it's 12 months today that I've been on Substack. Anyway, I'm doing this and playing with you guys, and I want to share with you that my back was against the wall. I had no money and no way to pay my rent last January when I hit publish. And now, all kind of good things are happening, and money is flowing, and money is in a savings account, and I've set stuff up for my retirement years. And that for me is going to be like when I turn 80, I think I'll go ahead and quit, but I'll do this until I can't, basically. But don't make a decision because it's not practical. Some of the best things in the world have been invented out of impractical processes. So don't lose your sight on that. Now, this is a big one. This is the last one. Oh, thank you, Elise. I'm grateful you're here too. Here's the last one. Never forget that your joy is a revolutionary act. Your personal joy is a revolutionary act. Now, who is it revolting against? It's revolting against all the people who don't want you to live your dreams. If you bounce around with kind of Pollyanna and happy because you believe it, because you feel it, not because you're faking it. I don't believe in fake it till you make it. You got to believe it. And in the future, we can talk about how to get to that place of belief. If you're having trouble trusting yourself and believing yourself, we can talk about that. But here's what I need from you. Okay. We're in this together, baby. If you want to have a conversation about that on a video like this, I need to hear from you. Hit me a direct message and say, I'd like to hear about that. You can do it anonymously. It doesn't matter. But the point is I need to be reminded is really what I'm saying. Hey, Laura, thank you. Hey, Jeff. So here's the thing. I've just given you 5 tips that I would like for you to try to implement this week. Hey, Linda, are things coming up that you're going to have to go somewhere and get dressed to maybe go to work or go to church or a PTA meeting? Dress to please yourself. Don't be rude and crude, because you're also giving a message to the rest of the world about how you think about yourself. But don't disquiet your spirit to make everybody else in the room comfortable. It's time to be grown-ups here, okay? I'm 70 years old. I don't play games with people anymore. And what I mean by that is if I'm in a situation where I don't like the dynamics of what's happening in the room, I will find a polite way of doing this. And I'm going to give you one more little piece of information. A polite way of changing the dynamic is to say two power words, maybe or perhaps. Don't attack. Just say, perhaps we can change this a little bit, or maybe, or have you considered? Try that. Okay. If you have to go to a meeting this week or you're embroiled in some kind of conversation, um, here's the thing I want to impart with everybody, and it has to do with the color gray and it has to do with absolutes. There are no absolutes. That's all man made. And we can talk about that in great detail later on, but there are no absolutes. So to go to somebody else and say, I don't enjoy what's happening in this meeting, I don't like what you just said, and do it from a form of attack as opposed to say, have you considered? Do you know about? What do you think about? Maybe, perhaps. Do you feel the difference? Do you see the difference? In the dynamics of society that we are living in now, the more of us that learn to use those kind of words, the better everybody is going to be. Everything changes when you use those kinds of words. And the very last thing is joy compounds. Joy is contagious. Make a practice of finding some joy each day, and it gets better and better and better. Now, I have gone a minute and 45 seconds over. Does anybody have a question before I close this one out tonight? Oh, y'all got to see this. I'm going to stand up. Hold on. Look what I have on. It says retire, rewire. It's the new logo for my newsletter. And yes, they're available in my Printify shop as well as on mugs and kitchen aprons and everything else. I thought it would just be a whole lot of fun. But let me tell you why the W is really important. A conversation starter. When you wear this and people say, wait a minute, what's that about? And how do I get one? Or that's a really cool color. I really like it. Then you get to talk to them about how we look at aging differently and the choices that we have and how things could change and improve for each generation coming up behind us. And I'm kind of hoping that enough of us do it that we start getting some conversations going on a much grander scale. These little ripples just start going out a little bit. Okay. Laura says, fake it till you make it is exhausting. Well, of course, because it's not true. Lying is, essentially it's what it is exhausting. It just wears out your energy. But if you have belief in your own thoughts and feelings and trust, you have great positive energy. Okay. I think I'm going to let it go. I'm kicking in at 14 minutes. Boy, that 14 minutes goes by fast. I hope you guys have a lovely, lovely week. Please remember to give yourself grace. So what, when you go to bed and you didn't make it through your whole do list for the day? Big fucking deal. Really, give it a rest. Make a list that you take with you to go to bed of the things you did to take care of you that love you. That's what your soul wants to hear about. And the more that you talk to your soul like that, the better things are going to start popping up to you. It's just a habit to develop. That's all it is. Hey, Jackie. Thank you, sugar. Hey, you guys say hey to Jackie. She's the one that created the logo for my sweatshirt and everything in the shop. We're going to have some fun. I can see it coming up. This is going to be great. I love you guys. Give yourself grace. Don't sabotage by beating yourself up. Take things easy, one little piece at a time. There'll be some goodies in tomorrow's post. So I'll see you guys online tomorrow. Later, Gator. You guys, y'all can go to the chat room and talk if you want. I'm closing out. Bye.